All right, you guys, in today's video, we are going over an incredibly important topic because we've all been through this, all right? We've all made a budget, tried to stick with it, and maybe it lasted a month, maybe up to 3. I have been working on building a budget for years, okay? And I finally, this past year, have been able to stick with a budget month by month and have figured out my finances finally. But the problem is it took a really long time because I needed to figure out what on earth was making it so that I couldn't stick with my budget. And trust me, I know a lot of you are in the same boat. You know that you need to work toward debt freedom. You know you need to work toward building up income. You know you need to pay off your debt. And a budget is incredible as a foundation for figuring out your finances, for having control over your spending and your saving and your investing. But yet, why is it so hard to keep a budget? In today's video, I'm going over 4 specific reasons why you are not able to keep your budget, and then also tips alongside of them to help you be able to build up your budget, build up your financial future, build up the people around you so you can finally achieve those financial goals. But before we begin, be sure to go check out the articles below that take you to my blog so that you can learn more about budgeting, more about saving, and more about money management to help you alongside this journey. The first one sounds simple, but it's that you do not have the intrinsic motivation to keep yourself going. Here's the deal. When we create any new habit, we've all experienced this with exercise, okay? We all get the initial burst of motivation and we get super excited. We get our printables, we get our habit trackers, we get all the things. We may spend money on a book, on a course, because we're really excited at first. Do it for a few days, maybe a few weeks, or even a few months, and then we all know what happens. Thing is, budgeting takes time and it definitely takes sacrifice, right? You're used to living your life lush and lavish, maybe, but you're used to living in a specific standard living. And then a budget comes in and you create something to restrict yourself. And it makes it so that you have more money to be able to put away to save. But the problem with it is that beginners and people who don't realize what's at the end of the goal, what's at the end of this journey, is an amazing thing. But when you set aside that money into investment accounts, when you set aside that money into saving accounts, you don't get any reward. So what an intrinsic means is it means within yourself. So you need some form of intrinsic motivation. For me, I did a few things. I created a vision board. So I have an article here that you can learn all about creating a financial freedom vision board if that's your goal, but a vision board in general. And then I created a vivid vision. This is based off of a book that I read that's actually not really personal finance related, but it was very relatable to creating this for your life, where I sat down and I just typed up using photos and just, of course, text. I put together this vision for my life in 3 years and in 5 years from then. And I said, this is what it looks like, sounds like, feels like. And it's putting all of your hopes and dreams into something tangible. And then lastly, what's really important is getting an accountability partner. So an accountability partner is talked a lot about in all sorts of self-help books and financial books. And so making it so that when you lose motivation or when you know that you spent over budget, but you don't want to do anything about it, these things are what help get you back to your initial reason for why you're doing this, for why you're budgeting, why you're saving, why you're getting out of debt, why you are investing for your financial future. Because if you're not reminded of what you're doing, you're gonna slip up and you're gonna stop. All right, so the second reason that why your budget is just sucking is because you don't have clear goals defined. So a lot of people get all caught up in the fuzzy, awesome, beautiful feelings of financial freedom. So if you're unfamiliar with financial freedom, it is simply having enough money coming in to supplement and essentially pay for your standard of living. Now, everyone wants this, right? Everyone wants to be able to stop working and to go travel and to go, do whatever they want to do, go play video games all night. But what's important is to realize that everyone tends to get caught up in this fuzzy feeling, like I said. But if you don't have clear goals defined, how do you know what you're going toward? Now, how this ties into your budget itself is having monthly meetings. So my spouse and I have monthly budget meetings where we look at how we spent the month before, and then we look at the month ahead and estimate and plan for our spending and essentially for the next month. And this is important because let's say you don't have a spouse and you do it with your accountability partner instead, whomever you're meeting with, it's so important to go over your goals, to remind yourself of those goals that you have. And again, maybe it's paying off your debt, your student loans like I have, or whatever it be, but it's sitting down and having those goals defined, and you and your accountability partner, or you and your spouse, you and your family, everyone's on the same page and you know where the end goal is. It's not just, I'm gonna pay off all this money, because what happens when you pay it all off? Then you just stop. You have to have something further down the road to be looking forward to, and you need to have it really clearly defined. All right, this next one is huge, and this actually made one of the biggest impacts on my life. The third way to make sure that your budget is on track and for you to finally be able to set a budget, stay on budget, and finally achieve these financial goals is to quit surrounding yourself with negative influences. Now, when I mean negative influence, I mean the people, right? So we all have friends who we all know are negative influences. Maybe they have a certain addiction, or maybe they spend like crazy and don't save any money. The problem is, if you surround yourself with people who spend like crazy, who don't save, who don't invest, who don't have the same mindset, the same goals as you do, it gets really hard to stick with your own lifestyle this way, right? It's hard to say, yes, I live very frugally. I don't go out to eat all the time. I don't go out to bars all the time. I don't go out and spend lavishly, but you hang out with people who do, right? If you hang out with people who go out to eat in very expensive restaurants all the time and keep inviting you over, but you have such a limited food budget, it makes it really hard. And so this isn't just saying you should get rid of your friends. It means more of figuring out if the people who you hang out most are the best influence for your goals. And so one of the best ways, where obviously you might be thinking, well, I'm not just gonna give up my friends, right? Some of the best ways is to get the people who you're around most on board, right? So who are you around most? Maybe you have one best friend and you can have them talk to them about being an accountability partner. And then maybe your spouse, of course, it's important to have your spouse on board. So your spouse and your family, getting them really solid on your goals. But what's important is just realizing that the people you're around most have a very profound impact on your life. So changing that up can make a really big impact on your life. All right, the last way to change up your budget and to help you be successful for your financial journey is to set consequences. So we all learn as babies, right? As babies, we learn if I do something bad, then this bad thing happens, right? So if you're on this financial journey and you keep slipping up, let's say you keep going out to eat and you keep overspending and then you don't save and there's no consequence, then what's keeping you from not doing it? So this is important. For me, I was able to set up these consequences, you can call them something else, with my spouse, and it made it so that if we went over on a certain budget, we would have to take away from something else. So I love going out to eat. And so if I went out to eat more times, then I'd have to take away from something else. So I wouldn't be able to go spend on my clothing budget for category for that month. So this is just a really good tactic where it sounds obvious, right? I mean, that's how we all learn. If something negative happens, we learn not to do it. So I'm hopeful that these 4 tips will help at least one of you. I know they've helped me personally, and I've been able to have really great success with my budget and being able to stick to it and making it a great experience too. And so hopefully at least one of you will benefit from this. And so if you've used any of these tactics, or if you have any other tips, then comment them down below. Let me know and share the love. All right, you guys, be sure to go check out the other playlists that I have on my channel and on my website to help you learn how to save more, earn more, and spend less so you can finally achieve your financial goals.